So here we have to find out the value of the given trigonometric ratio. Let's begin with our first one. So first we have sine 3060 degrees. Now what we'll do, we'll try to write 3060 in terms of multiples of 90. For that, all we have to do is take 3060 and then we're going to divide it by 90. Now we know that 90 times 3, so that's 270. So when we subtract it, so 306 minus 270 is going to leave us 36. So we have the 0, so we have 360. 90 times 4 is 360. So we have a remainder of 0 here. Meaning we can rewrite 3060 as 34 times 90 degrees. And we're going to add 0 degrees to it. This will become evident why I'm using 0 degree here. Now what we have here, we have an even multiple of 90 degrees. Whenever we have an even multiple, then sine remain as sine. Then we'll have to consider the angle theta. So in our case, the angle is 0 degrees. So we have sine 0 degrees, and we'll also have to take care of a sine. Is it positive or is it negative? For this, let's go to a quadrant system. So 34 means we have, if we take a multiple of 4, then the nearest whole number, that's a multiple of 4 of 34, that will be 32. So that means 32 is going to lie in the fourth quadrant. Then we have 33 in the first quadrant and 34 is going to lie in the second quadrant. Now so that means 34 times 90 degree means we are in the second quadrant where only the sine and the cosecant are positive. So since we started out with sine, so our final value is going to be positive sine 0 degree, and that gives us a value 0 because sine 0 is 0. Fine. So our problem number 1 is done. Coming to problem number 2, we have cosine of negative 1125 degrees. So here we'll have to use the fact that if we take cosine of negative theta, then in terms of its allied angle, which is positive theta, that will be simply plus cosine theta, meaning our trigonometric function will now change to cosine of positive 1125 degrees. Now using the same technique like we did for 3060 degrees, we are going to write 1125 in terms of 90. So we're going to get cosine of 12 times 90 degree plus 45 degree. Fine. Now we have here a even multiple of 90 degrees. So cosine is going to stay as cosine and the new angle will be simply 45 degree. Now we'll also have to take care of the sine. So we have 12 times 90. So 12 means we're going to lie in the fourth quadrant and we are adding 45 degrees to it, which takes us back to the first quadrant where everything is positive. So our final answer is going to be positive cosine 45 degree, and that gives us a value 1 over square root of 2. So second one is done. Let's move on to our third problem. So in the third problem, we have tangent of 350 degrees. So tangent of 350 degrees will be 360 minus 45 degrees. So we can express 360 as a multiple of 90. So that will be 4 times 90 degrees minus 45 degrees. So we have an even multiple of 90 degrees. So tangent will remain as tangent. So we have tangent of 45 degree. And 4 times 90 means we are in the fourth quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, we are also subtracting 45 degrees from it. Since 45 degree is less than 90 degree, that means we are still going to lie in the second quadrant, in the fourth quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, cosine and secant are only positive. Everything else is negative. So we started out with tangent function. So its value is going to be negative. Now we have negative tangent of 45 degree. So tangent of 45 degree, that's simply 1. So our final value is going to be negative 1. And coming to our final problem, problem number 4, we have sine 510 degrees. So sine 510 degrees, we can break it down as 5 times 90 degrees. So that's 450 degrees, and we are still short of 60 degrees. So we'll add 60 degrees to it. So this is one way. And the other way would be, we can consider sine 6 times 90 degree. So 6 times 90 degree is 540 degrees. Now we are exceeding 510 by 30 degrees. So we're going to subtract 30 degrees from it. So let's see if both of them give us the same result. So here we have an odd multiple of 90 degrees. So sine must change to cosine. So we have cosine of 60 degrees. And in the other case, we have an even multiple of 90 degrees. So sine will stay as sine. So we have sine 30 degrees. Now coming to the sine, So 5 times 90 means we are in the fifth quadrant, which is the first quadrant only, and we're adding 60 degrees to it. And adding 60 degree to it means it takes us to the second quadrant where sine and cosecant are positive. The final value is going to be positive. Or we can have 6 times 90 degrees. So 6 times 90 degree means we are in the sixth quadrant. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are in the second quadrant where the sine and cosecant functions are positive. So our final result is going to be positive. Now we know that in both the two cases, cosine and 60, sine 30 degree both yields the same result, which is 1 over 2. So that means either we go in this direction or in the other direction, we're going to get the same result. So this is how we can obtain the values of different trigonometric ratios when the angle value exceeds 360 degrees.